Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into excerpts from a text called The Language That Opened Every Door. It's about a young Indian student, Anaya, and her journey. Really fascinating stuff.
It really is. It shows how learning a language, something practical, can just completely change your path.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack her story, understand that transformative power for, personal growth, bridging divides.
And what lessons we can pull from it.
Right. So let's set the scene. Anaya, brilliant student, remote village, excels at everything.
Everything except English.
Yes, that's the kicker. Limited resources at school. The teacher wasn't really fluent either. A huge obstacle.
Especially with her ambition. She wanted to be a doctor, right?
Yeah. And city college entrance exams, the interviews, all required English. So it was this massive wall.
It really highlights that reality, doesn't it? How language proficiency can be a gatekeeper in so many fields today. Access is often tied right to it.
Then comes this turning point. Some city volunteers arrive for a health camp.
Ah, the interaction with Dr. Mira.
Precisely. Dr. Mira speaks English and Hindi fluently. Anaya tries to talk to her, ask questions.
And she just couldn't.
No, couldn't express herself properly. And she felt, pretty helpless and embarrassed.
That kind of direct personal experience of a communication gap, that's often the strongest motivator, isn't it?
It seems so. And Dr. Mira said something simple but powerful.
What was it again?
You're smart, Anaya, but English is a tool. Use it to build your bridge to the world.
A tool, a bridge, that's such a great way to frame it.
It really clicked for Anaya. From that moment, she was incredibly driven.
So what did she do? How did she start?
Started hunting down resources. Borrowed old English books, listened to the news on the radio.
Using whatever was available.
Yeah, even English cartoons, YouTube lessons when she could access them. And crucially, she formed a study group with friends who were in the same boat.
That initiative. And the peer support aspect is so important too, tapping into shared goals.
Definitely. And her actual learning methods were quite hands-on.
Like how?
She kept a journal, writing in English, practiced speaking, talking to herself in the mirror.
Active engagement. Much better than just passive reading.
And she even translated local village stories into English. Smart way to build vocabulary relevant to her own life.
Making it meaningful, connecting it to her world, that really helps solidify learning.
So all this effort leads her to apply for a scholarship to a city college, a really competitive one.
Okay.
She passes the written exam, which was tough.
Wow.
Big step.
Huge. But then came the interview. Entirely in English. Imagine the nerves.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
That's testing everything comprehension, thinking fast, speaking under pressure.
But despite being nervous, her preparation showed. She managed to answer, maybe not perfectly, but in simple, correct English.
And the interviewers noticed.
They did. They were apparently really impressed by her effort, her clarity, and just her honesty about it all.
That's key, isn't it? It wasn't about flawless fluency. It was the commitment, the ability to actually communicate.
And the result.
She got it. She got it. Admission and the scholarship. A complete life change. Moving to the city.
A whole new environment. Linguistically much more diverse, I imagine.
Totally. A much wider world opened up.
Which must have been daunting at first, but also incredibly enriching. Exposure to so many new perspectives.
She definitely felt a bit nervous initially, but her confidence grew over time. She started, asking questions in class, understanding lectures.
Finding her footing.
Even helping other students sometimes.
Yeah.
And she realized something important.
Which was?
Learning English hadn't changed her core identity, who she was inside, but it had massively expanded her world, who she could connect with.
That's such a critical point. Acquiring a new language expands your reach. It doesn't erase who you are. It adds a layer, enhances your ability to engage.
Well put. And this all culminates later, in her final year of college. She goes back to her village.
Oh, full circle.
Right. Gives a speech at her old school, and her message was just spot on. She said, English is not a symbol of pride. It's a bridge.
To opportunities, ideas, and people.
Yeah. Learn it not to forget your roots, but to let the world hear your story.
Beautiful. It really captures that idea of empowerment, of connection, without losing your heritage. Using the tool to share your unique perspective.
Absolutely. So, thinking about Anaya's journey, it leaves us with a thought, something for you, the listener, to consider. How might learning any new skill, but especially something communication-based, act as your bridge? What unexpected doors might open? How could it help your unique story be heard and understood more widely?